Today we'll be reacting to One Cloud 9, the strange fall off of Taylor Swift. Saying Taylor Swift fell off is kind of crazy though. She got her fan base. As long as she's got her fan base, she ain't ever fallen off. So this is definitely weird.
Taylor Swift fell off! It's what all the white girls say in unison, while the regular people just don't give a fuck. So if you haven't heard the news, Taylor Swift...
What? Are people not liking this album?
Just dropped a new album last Friday. But apparently, it was a 2-pack of ass. Hell, the shit was so bad that everybody, and when I say everybody, I truly do mean everybody, seemingly just doesn't like this shit. And apparently, it was so bad to the point that even her fans were criticizing this shit. If you know anything about Taylor Swift fans, then you would know that Taylor Swift could release an album of her.
Right? What? Hey, we're in the apocalypse, my guy. Hey, the NFL's drunk. The world looks like it's about burn. Although it's calmed down when it was supposed to burn last time. It calmed down. So, and now we got Taylor Swift fans turning against her. What the...
Her farting in the mic on repeat for an hour straight. Her fans will still call it the greatest thing that's ever touched God's green earth. But even still, apparently, this album's worse than that bullshit. Like, you know it's bad when people are openly criticizing Taylor Swift on Twitter and none of her fans are sending these people death threats. Like, we are truly in the end time. But from my extensive research, aka me scrolling on TikTok, I have conduced 3 reasons on why this album has flopped so bad and overall why Taylor Swift seems to be falling off so bad. With reason number 1 being she's too fucking old. Now, before the remaining Taylor Swift fans proceed to lynch me on a fucking tree, definitely finna get demonetized for that one. I promise you, I'm not trying to diss her. I'm actually being dead ass. And the way that I can prove it to you is because I'm getting everything I'm finna say from this white girl's video that I seen on TikTok. And if you ask me, she looks like a Taylor Swift watcher. So yeah, this shit has to be proven, or at least a little bit valid. So basically, what whatever this TikTok girl's name. Basically, what she was saying throughout this video is that Taylor Swift basically aged out of her music, or in her words, outgrown being a white girl.
Taylor Swift's new album is many things. Unfortunately, good is not one of them. The problem is Taylor Swift is aging out of being a white girl. Before you scroll, let me cook. When Taylor was a teenager, she wanted to be a pop star, so her parents decided to take the country route. Keep in mind, this is the 2000s. Pop music was highly sexual, it was sleazy, and then you had things like bling rap. It's not a place for a little white girl. Country music, on the other hand, loves a little white girl. And she's blonde, they'll eat her up. So her family moved from Pennsylvania to Tennessee to launch her country career. That's why for the first several years of her career, she faked a southern accent. She was trying to fit in, seem authentic. Once the pop landscape started to change the late 2000s and early 2010s, that's when she started to transition to making pop music. And now to talk about white girls. White girls don't have sex. They don't know what that is. White girls they're cute, they're adorable, they're like dolls, they're precious, they have to be protected. Do you remember a couple months ago whenever parents would bring their kids to Sabrina Carpenter shows and then act aghast because Sabrina Carpenter, who is a highly sexual artist, was referencing sex on stage? Of course they were, because how could a short, cute little white girl who is also blonde, a blonde, cute little white girl, how could she possibly know what sex is? It's the assumption. Women having sexual freedom and willingly engaging in sex is highly associated with blackness. You can see this most clearly when it comes to things like Disney and Nickelodeon stars. Miley Cyrus, she was Hannah Montana, all-American girl. And what does she do whenever she wanted to shed the Disney image and say, hey, I'm not just a little girl anymore? She releases Can't Be Tamed in bangers. Ariana Grande, another cute little white girl. What does she do whenever she wants to shed the childhood image? She releases Dangerous Woman in Sweetener. They would do things like hang out with rappers. They would incorporate black music styles into their own music. So that way whenever they'd be sexual, it's like, oh, I'm not just a little white girl anymore. And over time, they would drift away from that because that wasn't who they authentically were. They were just using that as a way to escape the chains of being a white girl. Taylor Swift has never had to do that, and why would she? She makes being a white girl so fucking profitable. And the thing about Taylor Swift is that being a white girl is not just profitable for her, it's her entire brand. Because she's just like so awkward. And whenever she dances on stage, she's like bad because she's like awkward. And she loves like cats and baking and like hanging out with her fans. And she would likely continue with this forever, except for one small problem. Taylor Swift is 35 years old. And it's not like she's showing signs of aging or anything. But the brand of being a white girl is very much being a white girl. What happens in a few years whenever she's 40? What happens whenever she starts to get wrinkles? Since you're middle-aged, it's not cute anymore to be awkward. So she's aging out of being a white girl, but she doesn't have a brand.
Okay, I can understand the white girl, but the aging out of the corniness, because she is getting older. I can see that. I can see that being a valid argument. Like, she's just like aging, and you can't get away with this all. Oh, this guy broke my heart. Because then it's going to sound like you're the problem. Because why are you getting those certain guys' attention? Because from what I got, Taylor Swift is like, she's like a heartbreak singer, something like that. Something like, I don't know. I don't listen to T Swift, bro. And I especially don't give a shit now since she's dating that one guy we're not going to talk about, who's on a division rival that I do not fuck with. But like I said, I'm not a Taylor Swift fan, so I could be wrong. But yeah, once you get a certain age, this high school dreaming, that shit don't work no more. She's trying to say it's Taylor Swift's auntie now. Move on, gang.
Or really even a sense of self outside of being a white girl. And keep in mind, the world has been moving on. An artist like Sabrina Carpenter could not exist 10 years ago. There was nowhere in the pop landscape for her. For like a cute little white girl who's that sexual. It didn't exist. And then on top of that, things have been rapidly changing politically. So people want different things from women now. And The Life of a Showgirl is a testament to Taylor's inability to rise to the occasion. Like on the song Wish List, everybody wants bright lights and designer things, and they want like a fat ass. But me, then we get to the chorus, but me, I just want to have all of your kids. I want to have all of your kids, and then I want to live in a house, and I want the driveway to have a basketball hoop in it for our kids. And Taylor's personal struggle between her being her own woman and her being a cute little white girl is really embodied by the song Wood.
Just letting y'all know, this video is 6 minutes long. If you want to watch the full thing, link down in the description. But honestly, that was one of the greatest breakdowns I've ever seen of any type of situation. Like, that ass, give that girl a medal. She described what Taylor Swift is to a T. A 35-year-old white lady cosplaying as a 20-year-old white girl. And in all reality, there's only so long that you can keep up with that act until you start breaking through the white girl cracks. Oh, that sounds like I'm trying to... Why did I even say that? But here's the thing. Taylor knows that. And her team knows that. Her whole brand knows that. You can't keep on making millions and millions of dollars from cosplaying a white girl. Because soon enough, she's going to be 40. Being a 30-year-old cosplaying a white girl is one thing, but being 40, you're finna start getting wrinkles, and you're finna go through menopause and all of that bull. And plus, she's probably gonna get married to Mr. Kelsey, so it just won't seem right. So what she's trying to do is transition, which leads me into problem number 2, is because her album was confusing as fuck. See, a lot of people's big gripe with this project, right, is that it just didn't make sense. I mean, the album was called Life of a Showgirl, and you can kind of see by the album cover that this album was supposed to be big, spontaneous, and kind of just in your face. But while I was painfully listening to this album, I didn't feel any of those emotions. I mean, when you think Showgirl, you think brassy, big, extravagant, explosion here, pizzazz that, big jazz band, you feel me, some Disney shit. This album wasn't any of that. And honestly, it was just kind of corny. Like, the best way I could describe this album is millennial girl boss. If you understand what I'm trying to say, you understand what
Millennial girl boss. Yeah, that sounds corny. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm trying to say. He even had a song where the whole premise of it was being a girl boss. It's like, hey bro, we're not in 2008 anymore, nigga. Like, and of course, as a guy, I might find certain like this corny because I don't know, I just do. But you know, it's bad when the girlies find this corny too. Which, if you go on TikTok, that's all people are talking about. This whole album kind of felt like a woman empowerment type of album when it wasn't supposed to be that. It was supposed to be Showgirl, big, brass, crazy, extravagant, fun. No, this shit felt like a fucking TED Talk, bro. And if you look at the lyrics from this album, you'll really see my point being proved. Lyrics like, did you girl boss too close to the sun? But I'm not a bad bitch, but this isn't savage, but I'll never let you down. Good thing I like my friends canceled. I like them in Gucci, Fendi. I'm not reading the rest of this. Come on, bro. What the fuck? And you want me to be honest? Honestly, most of Taylor Swift's music kind of just sounds like that. So I really don't understand why y'all complaining too much. I mean, her music literally sounds like boiled chicken with a Sprite can on the side of that. I'm gonna be honest. I've never gotten into fascination. Like it just.
Hey, Sprite's good. It's not this on Sprite now. The chicken, let's go ahead this that.
Chicken with a Sprite can on the side of that. I'm gonna be honest.
Sprite.
I've never gotten into fascination. Like it just gives off wanna be cool auntie vibes. Like you know that one auntie that try to stay in the loop. That's the type of vibe this shit gives off. This is what I would imagine her saying. Which in my opinion is corny as fuck, but at the same time, low key, kind of who she is, bro. She's 35. So I'm not really too surprised that's what I'm hearing from her. I mean, what do you expect, bro? Y'all think she gonna keep on singing about Labubus and Stanleys for the rest of her life? Like, my nigga? Like, brother, she's a millennial, bro. Like, she can't really relate to us, man. Hell, she probably has an assistant that keeps her up to date with the daily trends. But besides those basic tuna salad ass bars, in my opinion, that wasn't even the worst part about her lyrics in this album. Because one of the new things that Taylor tried to debut in this album was her being more open about her sexuality and being
Bro, please don't talk about that song. Ain't nobody give a toucan of ass about Travis Kelce's
person. Which, I mean, nothing really wrong with that. I mean, so many people do that nowadays. It's become normal. Here's the thing, though. The way that Taylor talks about sex is how I would imagine a sex ed teacher describing this shit to fucking middle schoolers. Matter of fact, scratch that. It's just how middle schoolers talk about that shit. Like, this girl literally has a song titled Wood on her album, which is apparently in honor of Travis Kelce's humongous, spectacular dick. And in the song, she mentions getting hypnotized. Girl, you're a grown-ass woman. Why are we using terms like that, bro? You're 35. Here's another one from this song. Curse on me was broken by your magic wand. Let's keep on going now, because we got his love was the key that opened up my thighs.
What the fuck is that?
35-year-old grown-ass woman, by the way. Yo, I'm just saying. Now, look, I do want to keep it P by saying I'm not a Taylor Swift fan. And this album was honestly the first time I've listened to her willingly since I was like 5. So if this is what she consistently puts out, then my bad, I just don't know ball. But from the looks of it, these lyrics in this album was a shock to even her closest and most diehard fans. So I think there's a common denominator. I do want to say one thing though, sonically, the album doesn't sound bad. I mean, I would wish it would be more, you know, showgirly, more brass, more instruments, instead of just the same Taylor Swift vibe that's a part of the album. But honestly, it's not a bad album. But I think that's really the problem. It's not bad, nor is it good. It's just boiled chicken. Which leads me to the third reason on why I think she is falling off. People are finally tired of eating some fucking chicken with no seasoning. Like, I don't know. People are tired of listening to the same song over and over again. And for once, I feel like her fans got excited for a new brass version of Taylor. Be more of a real person instead of just a white girl robot that's programmed to say whatever is gonna get her the most money. And with this album, I feel like the fans didn't get that. Again, it's not bad music, right? I was over exaggerating earlier by saying it was painful to listen to. It wasn't. It just wasn't. But the best way I can describe this album is background music. It's nothing special. There's nothing that tugs on the heartstrings. Now, mind you, I don't think any of her music tugs on your heartstrings. But hey, I guess it did for her fans. But this isn't doing it no more. Which shows you that people need something real. I don't know if you peeped this, but every single time that I've said she's fallen off in this video, I've used quotation marks. Because honestly, if you look at the stats, she's doing better than she's ever done. I mean, she sold like 3.5 million copies of her album first week. Who the fuck does that? If she goes on tour, she'll probably sell out the whole venue like she's done multiple times before. I mean, honestly, she's the furthest from falling off. But the reason why I think it feels like she's falling off is because her fans aren't under the spell anymore. I guarantee you 3 years ago, Taylor released the same album, it would have gotten nothing but love. But since the gimmick is starting to get played out, people just are tired of it. They're tired of seeing the same thing over and over again with no progression and no authenticity. This whole album kind of feels like a corny millennials fantasy. Technically, I mean, she is that. People aren't used to seeing. And quite honestly, it doesn't even really feel like her. It feels like she's trying to portray a version of her that nobody honestly connects with. And overall, I think people just think this album is corny. And overall, they're starting to realize that maybe Taylor is corny too. But to all the Swifties who are watching this video, what do you think? Do you think Taylor is washed up, or do you think this was just a bad album and she'll come back like nothing's new? Let me know down in the comment section down below. If you want me to do another video about Taylor, like the video, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and if you think I'm funny. Besides that, I appreciate y'all, love y'all.
Nah, I'm joking. Anyways, WVO crowd, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. I got nothing else to say. I guess so fell off. I'll see y'all later. Peace.